welcome back, and we are now moving into our official recap of the 2018 municipal election.
Definitely.
John, it was a long night.
It was an extremely long night, and of course, because of the events that occurred yesterday, of course, it had to be, because everything had to be precise, and of course, from here at 5, we wanted to make sure you get exactly what was out there to give.
Absolutely. So here's the overall results that we're seeing so far, and that we have seen so far. And I think the most important thing that we need to mention is, of course, that there has been some gains for the People's United
PUP,
Party,
yes.
which I think will be an important part of the conversation taking place today. The loss of the UDP in Belize City, I think, was one of the major shockers of last night.
Definitely, it was. Reason being is because when it comes to Central, when it comes to Belize City, everybody would tell you it is the stronghold of any government. Reason being is because of the amount of constituencies that are in Belize City. So to know or to hear about the loss for the UDP, it was definitely a big blow to a lot.
So let me give you the numbers. These are the numbers that we have received so far in the People's United, in the Belize City municipal election.
Okay.
So the new mayor-elect, Bernard Wagner, received 10,318 votes versus Dion Leslie, who received 9,588.
Wow.
So he won with a margin of 730 votes. The BPP mayoral candidate, Paco Smith, got 539 votes, and independent candidate Ernesto Torres received 207 votes. In the councillor candidates, Hyacinth Lachman Cuellar received 10,183, Jason Edwards 9,859, Alifa Elrington 10,094, Judith Enriquez 9,973, Dr. Elaine Gonzalez 10,112, Noreen Martinez 9,328. Now the council slate for the PUP received 10,967. That was Oscar Arnold.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I missed a part of the UDP councillor slate. For Bernard Q. Pitts, he received 9,990 votes. Dean Samuels, 10,146 votes. Kevin Singh, 10,000 votes. And Philip Willoughby, 10,480. The PUP councillors now, Oscar Arnold, as I said before, received 10,967. Javier Castellanos, 11,064. Ryan Eligio, 11,019. Aisha Gentle, 10,991. Micah Gooding, 11,196. Deltrude Hilton, 11,008. Michael Norales, 10,903. Dr. Candy Spitz, 11,132. Alan Pollard, 11,130. And Albert Vaughn, 10,642. The other candidates for the BPP, Gary Matos received 660, Richard McCauley 645, Javier Molina 956, Anthony Perry 682. All right, so that is the Belize City results. We move now to Dangriga.
Okay.
Dangriga has a UDP mayor and one UDP slate, but they do have one PUP councillor.
Yes.
All right. So what we're actually going to do now is go to a clip from Dangriga last night. We have an interview, and that's what we'll be looking at now.
Couple of words with you now.
Very quickly.
Mr. Humphreys, earlier we spoke with you, and you indicated to us that you were quite busy. You couldn't talk. Tell me, what are you feeling right now?
Well, as I've said to the other news personnel, you have to take this with humility. This is not a time to be boastful or in any way inflated by this. No. The people spoke loud and clear. But I'm sure there's a message in there too that, you know, there is more that you can do, there is more that we expect from you, and so the standard has been raised. And so me and all of our elected colleagues have our work set out for us. We've got to deliver on our manifesto, and we have got to ensure that our people are not disappointed in this choice.
Talking about your manifesto, what are your plans for the first 100 days in office, returning to office?
Plenty. Starting with addressing the concreting of Aranda's Crescent, as I've said to the other news media. And then we have several parks and playgrounds that we want to add to our list of good spots for our children and for recreation in general. Oh, we have lots and lots of good things to do.
No, Mr. Humphreys, you lost one of your soldiers tonight.
Yes. No, I didn't lose her, you know. She will still be in the struggle. Not necessarily as a counselor, but I count Yadira as one of those stalwart spirits who I can call upon at any time to help us with our plans going forward. So while she is not serving anymore as a counselor, she will continue to serve this community as she has done. She is the founding mistress of Destiny Preschool. She loves to do community service, and I will make sure I keep her engaged in the kind of community service that will ensure we have all hands on deck to make these 3 years ahead of us a wonderful time of success again.
Now it means you've gained a member of the PUP's slate. Talk to me about that dynamics. How will that work?
It will work itself out. I happen to know Erica Jung. She was one of my teachers at Ecumenical when I was principal there. So I have a good measure of the ladies' capabilities. And while we come from different political ideals and ideas, in the end, the people have selected all of us to serve them. And so as councillors and as the mayor, as the person charged with charting the way forward, and of course the leader of the majority element in the council, we have no other choice, no other desire on my part, but to work together and ensure that the 3 years ahead of us are truly even more successful than the 3 that we had before.
Now finally, Mr. Humphreys, you winning for the UDP here in Dangriga Town, what does it mean for the United Democratic Party overall?
That's an excellent question. I am more than happy that I have contributed in a small way to strengthening my party. I am also very cognizant of the fact that as a party we have a lot of building yet to do. And it starts with the municipalities, it starts with the small building blocks. Fix those, craft those into excellent shape, and the edifice that emerges will be an excellent one. And so I am fully prepared and fully energized to ensure that in the 3 years ahead, at the local level, my party shines, and therefore at the national level, it continues to deliver what the people expect of it.
Final messages to the electorate down here?
Thanks so much. I am eternally grateful for this second opportunity to do well for Culture Capital. And so I say thank you to my campaigners, to all the persons who are engaged in the struggle, and of course to the electorate in general, for placing their trust once more in my team and seeing it fit to add a new element to it. We will move forward, as we have said on the campaign, building on our successes. And we are certain that with all the goodwill that we experienced while campaigning and over the past 3 years of serving Culture Capital, the way forward is one that I am eager to embrace and move on with. Thank you so much, Culture Capital, and God bless you.
And there you had it. That was the interview with incumbent mayor and soon returning to office, Mayor Francis Humphreys. And as we mentioned, in this particular municipality, the PUP was able to secure one councillor candidate. I'll give you the numbers that were officially reported at the end of the night yesterday. So for Francis Humphreys, he secured 1,692 votes. For Yadira Diego, she was the councillor who was not successful on the UDP slate, 1,538. For Gary Francisco, 1,608. For Aaron Gongara, 1,703. Alexander Joseph, 1,606. Earth Lopez, 1,609. Cheryl Molina, 1,649. For the People's United Party, their mayoral candidate, Derek Velasquez, received 1,343 votes. And the successful PUP councillor candidate was Erica Rodriguez-Jang, and she received 1,574 votes. Venancia Caballero received 1,423 votes. Debbie Jones, 1,443 votes. Cynthia Marin Ramos, 1,390. Frank Palacio, 1,428. And Liberato Teul, 1,402. And the independent candidates for Chris Lewis received 33 votes, and Winston Francisco received 54 votes, right?
All right.
So those are the results we have from Dangriga. And now we're moving further down south.
Yeah, we're moving further down south to the southernmost town in the country, Punta Gorda, where the UDP, under the leadership of Mayor-elect Ashton Akeem Mackenzie, took full slate. Ashton Akeem Mackenzie, of course, is the mayor-elect, followed by Kevin Joseph Chuck, councillor, Winston Felix Chun, Joycelyn Dawson, Sidney Bochub Martinez, Franklin Cranca Polonio, and Raynel Polo Tate. And of course, I think we do have an interview with the returning officer in Punta Gorda, and so we'll run that for you now.
Good evening, Belize. The results are as follows for Punta Gorda Municipal 2018. Total of 3 contested slates. I will read the order in which the ballot was designed, with the incumbent for the United Democratic Party placed first at the top of the ballot, and then followed by the results for the People's United Party, and followed again by the results of the Belize Progressive Party. And so we go. We begin. Ashton Mackenzie, 1181. Joseph Kevin Chook, 1083. Felix Winston Chun, 1105. Joycelyn Dawson, 1093. Cindy Martinez Bochub, 1152. Franklin Cranca Polonio, 1264. Raynel Polo Tate, 1145. Biaval Galvez, 941. Moses Carl, 816. Malcolm Jamal Galvez, 993. Miss Luana Hines, 1026. Raimundo Papito Norales, 936. Roberto Luis Vires, 902. Arnold Williams Jr. Wallin, 839. Francilla Sapa Williamson, 91. Horace Arnold, 136.
Okay, so it's official in Punta Gorda. We know it's the United Democratic.
All right, and there we had the results for Punta Gorda town. We're moving now to Belmopan. Belmopan returned Khalid Belial to the city council office there, and you have the official results.
Yeah, so with Belmopan, the UDP took that one as well, under the leadership of the incumbent Mayor Khalid Lester Belial, followed by Jacqueline J. Burns, Paul Pio Chun, Isidoro Philip Richie Galvez, Jem Eleanor Pascasio, Angel Amado Pastrana, and Louise Geraldine Willis. And here is that interview with their returning officer.
Polling area number 686. Khalid Lester Belial, 3,298. Jacqueline J. Burns, 3,327. Paul Pio Chun, 2,992. Isidoro Philip Galvez, 3,053. Jem Eleanor Pascasio, 3,190. Angel Amado Pastrana, 3,110. Louise Geraldine Willis, 3,215. Tanya Santos, 2,355. Hope Amade, 2,362. Sienna Cal, 2,346. Brian Mira, 2,497. Rocio Quiros, 2,339. Cesar Ross, 2,466. John Bernard Wade, 2,248. Charles Beresford Leslie, 98. Hipólito Ignacio Bautista, 177. Robinson Crusoe Jr., 208. Farah Diva Ken, 172. Samuel Charles Salter, 105. Richard Albert Smith, 292. Total number of votes cast was 39,850. There were 73 rejected ballots, and the total number of ballots cast was 5,714. Number of spoiled ballot papers was 22. Number of ballots paper unused was 5,736. Number of ballots paper used was 5,736. Number of unused ballot paper unattached from the books was 5,323. Total ballot paper issued was 11,059. Good night.
And there we have the results for Belmopan from the returning officer. And now we go to an interview with the successful mayoral candidate. And we'll go to that. Well, we have it lined up. Let's go to it now.
Khaled Belize, congratulations. It seems that way. That's the way it's trending.
From the numbers we're getting from inside the counting rooms, it would want to seem that Belmopan has given me another 3 years of service to this wonderful community.
I asked the area representative, but I'd like to ask you, what do you see as contributing most to your victory today?
The work that we've put in, quite frankly, I mean, and the fact that, we've tried to make ourselves as accessible as possible, There's a common occurrence, much to our dismay, of politicians disappearing on the same people that have supported them over the years. And I pledged that it would not happen under my watch, and that has been the case in Belmopan over the past 3 years, and tonight's result is a testament to that.
What happens next? You guys hit the ground running, I assume?
Of course, there's absolutely no time. We have, 1,080 something days plus in this next 3-year term, and we intend to make the most of every single one of them.
Is there anything at the top of that priority list for you?
Yeah, I mean, we've done the work in terms of in terms of infrastructural development. Definitely not going to turn our backs on that. But our teams and this particular slate's focus will now be social development in terms of the residents of Belmopan and investing in our people, understanding that streets and drains are all fine and dandy, but it's the people of Belmopan that make this city unique and make it the best little city in the world. And so we will continue to work towards improving on what we already have.
Thanks so much, and congratulations again, sir.
And there we have it. That was the interview with Khaled Belize last night. And now we move on to San Pedro. San Pedro is the municipality that kept everybody up until about 3 a.m., just about this morning. Now, it is very interesting because what had happened was the tallying of the votes, it was close the entire night.
Extremely close, actually.
I think the initial reports that were coming out, and a part of it is that we really do report kind of just inside information that is coming out in between. So the initial report was that the PUP mayoral candidate was successful, but UDP slate had won as well. So it was a mixed council. And around midnight, we were informed that they were recounting the boxes. And following the recount, they were recounting 2 boxes, I believe, but following the recount, the incumbent, Daniel Guerrero, was successful by a margin of 38 votes.
By only 38 votes, which is extremely close.
So it does mean that it is a return of a full UDP slate. And so here are the numbers let me see. Yeah, well, actually, we have the returning officer interview, so she'll be able to give you the numbers. But let me give you the names of the successful candidates. So returning as mayor is Daniel Guerrero. Councillor candidates Hector Alamia, Flora Ancona, Ruben Gonzalez, Gary Grief, Severito Guerrero, and Gabriel Nunez. So we have the interview now with the returning officer, Catherine Cumberbatch, and we'll go to that now.
Results of the elections just came out a few minutes ago, and the loud shows that for the United Democratic Party, Daniel Danny Guerrero received 2,667 votes. Hector Tito Alamia received 2,818 votes. Flora Anacona received 2,904 votes. Ruben Rox Gonzalez received 2,904. Gary Christopher Grief received 2,890. Severito Guerrero received 2,789. And Gabi Nunez received 2,809. That is for the United Democratic Party. For the People's United Party, Abner Andre Perez received 2,629 votes. Danelli Aranda, 2,605. Joanna Duarte Rivero received 2,554. Undina Graniel received 2,543. Marina Grandiel K received 2,624. Ruben Navidara received 2,475. And Ian Pau received 2,529. So therefore, the duly elected candidates are from the United Democratic Party with Mayoral Daniel Danny Guerrero, Councillor Hector Tito Alamia, Councillor Flora Anacona, Councillor Ruben Rox Gonzalez, Councillor Gary Christopher Grief, Councillor Severito Guerrero, and Councillor Gabi Nunez.
Those results came out around 3 a.m. So that was the highly anticipated results.
Yes.
In fact, I think it was when it was first announced that the PUP mayoral candidate Andre Perez had won. It was a huge shocker, I think, for everyone because it was not expected. And when the results were recounted, it still showed that it was a very close race. But a win is a win, and the UDP slate is returned. Now we do have an interview as well with Mayor Daniel Guerrero, and so we're going to go to that now.
I'm very thankful to the people of San Pedro. I had mentioned earlier that San Pedro will remain red, even though it was a very close race, but it remained red, and we just have to focus on our people and make it stronger for the next election.
During the day, did you have any doubts about tonight?
No, at all. I knew we were going to make it, but I never expected to be that close, and I'll be honest. But at the end of the night, we turned. I'm very thankful to the people of San Pedro. I had mentioned earlier that San Pedro will remain red.
All right, and that was Mayor Daniel Guerrero. And we can tell you that we have been hearing preliminary reports that there will be a challenge those results. I am not sure if it will pan out, but that was the first indication that we received this morning. But the official results are in, and it is a UDP slate back in San Pedro.
Then again, it is a two-way shocker to know from, of course, the PUP that they had won first. Then eventually, it was a shocker too, and then vice versa thereafter. So,
but I can say this: I think when the results are so, and this has happened before, where there's a recount, and then especially when the race is so tight. But I will say this: in a time where it was for a couple hours that there was a bit of uncertainty in San Pedro.
Okay.
And I have to say that people stayed calm, and the results eventually came out without incident so far as we know. And that is so important, because when the emotions or there's so much tension,
yes,
between the two major political parties, things can easily
get
out of hand. And so we're grateful to know that. And yesterday, Ingrid Furlow, who was working out there, spoke with Chester Williams. He was in charge of security out there, and I think that definitely they kept things under control. So while that was that was the final result coming into the end, we're going to go to the first result that came out, and that was from Corozal.
Yes, that's right. And the PUP actually took that one. They had a 4-term drought in Corozal, and they came out victorious under Mayor-elect Rigo Veos and his councillors Shamir Bambito Alpuche, Dylan Casanova, Gilberto Hill Clark, Rodolfo Narvaez, Dr. Tony Jimenez, and Otoniel Otto Rivero. And we've got the interview, of course, with the returning officer.
Allow me to share with you the results of the Corozal Town Council. And I read as follows. For the United Democratic Party, for mayoral candidate Richard Kwan Jr. received a total of 2,645 votes. Benjamin Acosta received 2,555. Carlos Acosta received 2,513 votes. And Julieta Diego received 2,519. Nonita Ramirez received 2,569. Rodolfo Riverol received 2,576. And this last candidate, Mr. Melhem Williams, received 2,691. For the People's United Party, mayoral candidate Rigoberto Veos received 2,749 votes. Shamir Alpuche received 3,010 votes. Dylan Casanova received 2,887 votes. Gilberto Clark received 2,897 votes. Pahar Singh, Tony Pahar Singh received 2,898 votes. Mr. Otoniel Riverol received 2,940 votes. And for the independent, Armando Campos received a total of 19 votes. Based on the figures that I have read out, I now read to you the newly elected Corozal Town Council members. For Mayor, Mr. Rigoberto Veos has won that seat. First councillor will be Ms. Shamir Alpuche. Mr. Shamir Alpuche, sorry. Third councillor will be Mr. Otoniel Riverol. Fourth councillor, Tony Pahar Singh. Gilberto Clark. Fifth councillor, Mr. Dylan Casanova, the fifth councillor, and the sixth councillor, Mr. Rodolfo Narvaez. The elections were conducted in a fair and transparent manner. It was peaceful. Both parties worked hard, and I now congratulate the newly elected Corozal Town Council members.
And there you have it. That was a very big win for the People's United
Very
Party.
big one, yes.
A full slate in Corozal. We also saw the UDP return to a full slate of PUP town councils. So that was also one of the wins that they made there as well. And then in Benque, it also maintained a UDP town council, and in San Ignacio and Santa Elena as well. And so I have the numbers for the winning party. Of course, Mayor Earl Trapp returns as mayor, and he received 1,642 votes. George Boynton received 4,442 votes. Shari Medina, 4,530. Vanessa Neal, 4,464. Mark O'Brien, 4,574. And Nick Singh, 4,243. Right? So those are the results we have for you so far. And we do want to let you know that we will have a full recap in our newscast tonight. What we will do, did we cover all of yours?
Yes, we did.
So what we'll do.
Oh, San Ignacio. We just
San Ignacio was what I just read. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, we have an interview from San Ignacio. I'm sorry. So we're going to go now. It is the returning officer? Okay, the returning officer in San Ignacio. Let's go to that.
Andre Cho, the returning officer here, polling station 73. And he's going to bring us the official results for the municipal elections of this area. Mr. Andre, please give us the results, sir.
Okay, good night. These are the results for the San Ignacio, Santa Elena Town Council elections for polling areas 72, 73, and 76. The winner for mayor is Mr. Earl Trapp, 4,642 votes for the UDP. Councillors are winners, Ms. Bernadette Fernandez with 4,732 votes for the UDP. Mr. Mark O.B. O'Brien for councillor with 4,574 votes for the UDP. Ms. Shari Medina, councillor with 4,530 votes for the UDP. Ms. Vanessa Neal, councillor with 4,464 votes for the UDP. Mr. George Boynton, councillor with 4,442 votes for the UDP. And finally, Mr. Nick Singh, councillor with 4,243 votes for the UDP. So the winners are all from the United Democratic Party.
And Mr. Andre, you don't have the results for the PUP, do you?
No, this is just the return after poll has been taken with the winners, and this is the person that had the highest votes for mayor, which is Mr. Earl Trapp, and the 6 councillors with the highest votes. I don't have the results with me here for the UDP. If you can wait, I can get that for you. If you want the stats. You want it?
Well, I'll get it, and I'll get a shot on the camera, and I'll send it back to studios, so we don't have to do it live. But did you find any problems today, sir, or how were the elections?
No, elections went surprisingly very smooth at the three polling stations. The voter turnout was it started a bit high, then it fell off as the morning went by and the afternoon, and then it picked up again in the late afternoon when a lot of voters came out.
Okay.
Yeah. I believe it's about 58% of the total registered electors that came out to vote.
Thank you very much, Andre. I know it's been a long day.
Yes, it has been a real long day, so I'll go home now and get some much needed sleep.
All right. Thank you.
Sure, you're welcome.
There you go, Belize, and the results for the municipal elections in polling stations 76, 72, and 73. As the polling, the returning officer, Mr. Andre Cho, gave it live to us. But from San Ignacio, Cayo, good morning, Belize. Javier Gutierrez for Channel 5.
And thank you. You know, I wanted to talk about our crew, but before we go there, we do have our interview with the returning officer from Orange Walk. And so we're going to go ahead and listen to the results for that municipality.
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I want to thank all the people who assisted to the polls today. It was great working with all of you guys. Thanks to the people who have been working with us from the beginning, from the planning, training, and so on, Mr. Ruben Campos, Mr. Rick Mogel, and all my staff, right? Ladies and gentlemen, Orange Walk Town, we have 12,409 people registered. Out of that total, 6,079 came out to vote, which means that it is 49% of the total registered voters. Therefore, as a result of that, the following are the results for the elections today. Mr. Kevin Bernard receiving 5,260 votes. Mr. Ian Cal receiving 5,317. Mr. Flores Arana Rosel, 5,376 votes. Sanchez Fernando, 5,311 votes. Shepard Ladrick Madbull, 5,597. Harish Indian Boy, 5,054. Josue Carballo, 5,352 votes. For the United Democratic Party, Philip de la Fuente, 2,593 votes. Cantun Adjesha, 2,698. Cocom Jose Antonio, 2,747 votes. Sambula Derek, 2,609 votes. Osher Chile Amaro, 2,750 votes. Vieda Yarakal, 2,624 votes. Williams Kuleboy, 2,947 votes. Therefore, your new council, town council, will be comprised of the following: Kevin Bernard, Ian Cal, Rosiel Flores, Fernando Sanchez, Ladrick Shepard, Indian Harish Boy, and Jose Carballo. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And there you had it.
Of course.
And as I said, that is just a small portion of what you'll be able to see. We'll have our full recap tonight in our newscast.
Definitely.
Our news teams are slowly returning back to the city. And it really is a great time for me to be able to say, and this is for me personally as I was on air, but our crew, we could not ask for a better crew. In fact, the same people that were here up until 3 a.m., a couple of them are here
still
this
here
morning
again this morning.
for Open Your Eyes. And you cannot ask for a more dedicated team than that. And our correspondents worked so hard within their own municipalities that they were covering as well. So starting from the south to Aurelio and his cameraman Juan Paul, to Dangriga with Andrea Palanco and Michael Zuniga, to Belmopan with Andre Marsden and Chris Mangar, to San Ignacio, Santa Elena and Benke, Javier Gutierrez and Kent Pandy. Javier, I kept on saying you were winning best correspondent because you gave us as many updates, but you know, Ingrid kind of caught up with you at one point in time. So I want to point out Ingrid Furlow and Dream, well, we call him Dreams, Kenroy Michaels,
yes.
in San Pedro. We had Jose Sanchez in Orange Walk. He was working with Paul Munnings. And in Corozal, the dynamic duo here from Channel 5, Dwayne Moody and Daryl Mogale. And in Belize City, we had Terry G., we had Isani Cayetano, and we had Aaron Humes, and we also had a great technical team with them, more veteran George Tillett. I may be forgetting a couple of people. We had Denver Fairweather, we had Joel Westby, and then we had the technical persons in-house here,
yes.
or graphics. We had Jorge Tabara, we had Shanice Middleton working. I'm really running into dangerous territory because my mind is tired and I may forget names. Please forgive me. We had all the cameramen that were working here throughout the day. Everybody took shifts. Yeah. We had Whitney and Ashley who were working as well. We also had 4, and maybe people don't know this, but when we do elections, we try to bring in tertiary level students to help us out as well, so they can get some exposure.
Yeah, with some logistics, yes.
And we had a dedicated intern team from SJCJC. They stayed from the beginning to the end. They were exhausted. I hope they don't have school today, but thank you so much. And they worked along with Stephanie Daniels. The producer for the coverage was Orsio Amalia Mai. Edith Gahona was behind the scenes handling logistics. Other in-house cameramen that we had, Abu Sese, we had Bart Sanchez, we had Alvin
Rick is here
with us. Well. We had George Ramsey, and of course, our secret weapon that's not so secret here at Channel 5, or technical team. We got Rick Romero and Luis Sosa. Rick, these people work, and they've been working in all the preparations right through, and it will continue tonight and into tomorrow. Perhaps they may get a little bit of time to rest on the weekend in between other coverage.
Yes.
But thank you, because it takes a lot to be able to put out what we did yesterday. And we also want to say thank you to our panel. We must say thank you to Kevin Arthurs. We must say thank you to Carolyn Sandiford Trench. We have to say thank you to Audrey Matura. We have to say thank you to Senator Lizarraga. Thank you for putting in all the time, the energy for us to be able to put forward this broadcast. And thank you to our viewers for tuning in. We said we were going to keep you informed, and we did that. And
100%.
We know people appreciated the Facebook Live because they could stay monitoring. And thank you for tuning in.
Definitely.
Right.
It was an excellent time, definitely. A lot of us learned a lot by listening to the coverage.
Yeah.
And double thanks to the technical team who actually have to be out at different places the day before, setting up to eventually provide to you nothing but the best in coverage. Yeah. It was an excellent time, Belize. Congratulations to all the winners, and we wish you all the very best.
That's right. I do have one very special thank you to say as well. Today is International Women's Day, and so I am taking the opportunity to also say a special congratulations to all the women who have now been elected into leadership, and there are quite a number, but I don't have all the names in front of me. I was hoping I would have it. But of course, you are now representing for all other women. That's a great opportunity and something that we have been to see more of. And I want to say happy International Women's Day to all the women of this country. I think we have a power that perhaps we've not completely recognized and acknowledged as yet. But today is just one day that we get to remind ourselves of that and keep on building on having the type of presence and building the type of society that we know will be best for us and for little girls who are growing up.
Definitely. So I want to say happy International Women's Day. And of course, if you've got any questions, any concerns, you could always drop us a line at oye@channel5belize.com.
You can also drop me a line at Marlene_OYE at channel5belize.com. And of course, you can find us on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ and on Instagram at OYE Belize. And remember to tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 when you open your eyes.
To start your morning right, as per usual, keep your eyes, your minds,
and your hearts open. We'll see you soon. Enjoy your day.